Hi, I'm Jeff Mowers, and I did our design.
Hi, I'm Shahid, and I did introduction and conceptual design.
Hi, I'm Dylan Hart, and I did qualifications of solutions.
Hi, I did the problem and defined the homelessness in Melbourne.
Hi, I'm Ty. I did the designing technologies and solutions and the location and future plans.
Hello everyone, my name is Shahad. It's very common to see homeless people around the city of Melbourne who do not have houses due to different difficulties. Thus, the group has decided to design a portable shelter for homeless people, which will provide them with suitable and temporary solution to live with. Therefore, to achieve the desired design, each member of the group has been working on a specific task. The project is divided into four main approaches, which are needs definition, where the background of the project, existing technologies, user and performance target specifications for the design have been studied. Second stage of the project is conceptual and final designs. In this stage, each member has designed a conceptual design based on his or her individual research about the project. Finally, the group has evaluated and chose a final design. Third main stage of the project is project approaches and timeline. Fourth main and most important stage of the project is the evaluation plan. The group has evaluated several important fields that are linked to the project, such as social impacts, benefit of the project, cost benefits, health and safety analysis of the project.
Hi, I'm Pan. I'm talking about the problem and define homeless people in Melbourne. Recent news shown from the 8 News shocking record number of homeless people sleeping on Melbourne Street, which published on June 9, 2016 used a real-life experience from the Mr. King, who is a 48 years old homelessness person and lives through on Melbourne Street, and linked back to the venue street count has officially and correctly showing there are 247 homeless people were found out on the street around the CBD and also increased 74% in 2 years. And another widely news from ABC showing that there were 45,000 women and 59,000 men in Australia was found in 2011, and it's showing that number will be keep increasing in the following few years. The reason for homeless might be caused by unemployment, drug and alcohol, and mental health. Weather and environment. Melbourne has a pretty good social environment but not a good weather for most homelessness to live for long term. As the record from weather zone showing the highest temperature could be about 45 degrees. User and needs. Based on everything above for the user and needs definition table, the design proposal is to build a shelter which can only provide one adult person to live. Then considering the variety weather in Melbourne, the water and the windproof can help the homelessness keep warm during those better weather. Furthermore, the production should correctly place in the area that government chooses, and also the limit area size for each shelter which can be make the environment looks better, and also the production want to give the homelessness a good environment to live. By the way, the total cost for the shelter should be under $100. That option is also linked to the shelf life and the pack size, even the pack weight. The products take into account the user's level of economic ability is controlled the cost at $100. So the user definition table is very important to build the whole production.
In the existing technologies and solutions, we have 5 solutions is homeless backpack pad. The good point of this product are cost-effective, lightweight, lockable, and locally reduced, but it needs something able to tie. The secondly is the portable shelter. It looks like a backpack, and the benefits of this product are lightweight, low cost to reduce and ring occupant of the ground, but it not be able to store anything in it, while in backpack mode. The thirdly is urban through slipper. This design that appears not to be for retail and not much information, but it's a very compatible and weak setup. The next one is either unit. The either unit is a trolley tie shelter with four wheels, lots of space and storage. It has a disadvantage that's a large, bulky, and expensive. The last one is portable shelter housing scheme. It is a large living space, homely, and can stay long term, but they have to dependence in Wipro when Wipro ends their contract. They need to return the street.
In conceptual design section, 5 different conceptual designs have been designed individually by each group member. Each conceptual design was designed based on an individual research about the problem. My design was made of reusable materials that resist wind and rain, and it's a portable cart that has enough space for one person to sleep, and enough storage space for his or her items. Also, large vents that recycle the air inside the design. Thai has come up with portable shelter that has cupboard, store, and sink. Also a bed which makes the shelter very comfortable for one person to live. Pan design is also a comfortable and very easy portable shelter that can be carried as a backpack while providing one adult with enough space for warm and waterproof shelter. Jack has designed a solution that has very strong structure that can accommodate one adult while standing with strong wind and heavy rain with enough space. Dylan has come with the idea of backpack tent that is very easy to move it around. Also, it can stand with strong wind and heavy rain. Moreover, it is very easy to be assembled.
Hi, as introduced earlier, my name is Jack Marrows. I'm going to be talking about our design and the aspects around it, including estimated cost, materials it will be made of, how much it will weigh, and the dimensions of it. Full disclaimer, our product is not completely finished yet to presentation form standard, but we do have a good idea of it, and I believe we can showcase to you our design regardless, so you have a sense of the direction our product will be headed towards. As can be seen here, our design sketch, though not pretty, should give an idea of what we were going for. Our shelter, designed for the homeless, has a unique helix-like shape where it will only take 2 poles to set up, which cuts down on the time to set up and makes it easier in doing so, as the less parts our product has, the less complicated it will be. The shelter's floor plan measures 1.1 meter by 2.2 meter, giving a total of 2.6 meters square floor space. This was decided to allow the occupant extra room space to store all their belongings and just add a little bit more comfort to the occupant. The estimated total cost of our design is $108.39. Though this figure exceeds our budget of $100, it is only a reflection of all items bought at retail price. It can be assumed that to buy in bulk direct from the manufacturer would result in a lower production cost. The shelter itself has a 2-pole design system, whereby 2 poles in circular fashion on angles of 40 degrees inwards from straight up will cross over and under one another at 2 points. The shelter will have one exit just under one of the ends where the poles cross one another. Having a 2-pole design will stretch the fabric out further due to 2 jutting points, giving more headroom and space to the occupant. The poles themselves will be made of fiberglass and be 8.5mm in diameter. Being made of fiberglass gives them great strength and flexibility as well as being lightweight. The shelter material will be made of Xenon Sil 1.1 sourced from Tier Gear in a dark olive scheme to allow the shelters to be less conspicuous. The fly screen shall also be sourced from Tier Gear called No See Mesh, as well as a two-way separating zipper. To see these materials, please pause and copy the links on the screen to follow and find the products. This picture is not our bag. This is a picture of Roadrunner Under Armour adaptable duffel bag. It's just there to give an indicator of the type of shape and length our bag will be, and that's all. Our design folds down into a backpack that will be provided. Though we have yet to fully design the backpack, its overall estimated volume will be 6.28 cubic litres, which could be extended to 7 litres to allow extra storage space for personal items. The size of 7 litres in volume shows just how small our shelter will be when it is fully packed down, and the lesser the size, the easier it will be to transport, as well as a greater amount that can be transported in trucks to be dispersed to the homeless. The bag will have one large strap so it can rest on one shoulder, be carried diagonally on the back, though there will also be 2 extra smaller straps that allow the user to use it as a regular backpack too.
Hi, my name's Dylan Potter and I'm doing Qualification for Solutions. I'll be talking about how our solution will benefit the community of Melbourne City and the users who are experiencing homelessness. I'll also talk about why our solution is appropriate, how it stacks up against existing solutions, like what parts of the shelter make it better, and finally I'll talk about how we propose to implement it. So how will it benefit the community of Melbourne City? Well, because of its portability, low cost and long-lasting materials, it will allow the user to be able to afford to have one. This in turn makes the user have a sense of belonging and home, which boosts their self-esteem. Now, because they feel better, they are more inclined to go out and find a job and seek the help they need, which eventually, hopefully, allows them to get off the streets. This then helps the community because there is one less person on the street. Obviously, example 1 doesn't sound amazing, but each homeless person would be undergoing the same thing, so eventually we'd have more than one, so it'd be like one after the other. That doesn't happen. We're not going to have everybody off the street straight away. How is our design better than the existing technology out there? In a few ways. Most importantly is the size and portability. Our shelter is large in size, which gives the user plenty of space, and doesn't make them feel claustrophobic at all. But when it's folded up, it's really easy to transport. But it's big enough just to go over their back, like a backpack. It only has one strap, so you can easily throw it over one or the other shoulder, and you can carry another backpack as well. Some of the other technologies I've researched have been like bulky boxes, or that are like on wheels, or shelters when they're packed up. It's not any smaller than they were. This makes transport for the user difficult because you don't want to be carrying around this big bulky box or this shelter that's still the same size as what it was before when you had it unpacked. And most of these boxes, they look like mini houses anyway, so it's a lot to be carrying around Melbourne City. It's very busy, and it's very inconvenient. It's weatherproof, so it's windproof and waterproof. The water will just run off it, and obviously the wind's just going to brush past it, which, if you live in Melbourne, is a good thing because it's not so great outside. It's pretty cold generally.
In rotation and future plans, we have 3 solutions. First is the design evaluation. These areas will include the social, economic, environmental, public health sector, social work, and human service. The secondly is the legal and regulation analysis. Melbourne City Council has based on local law banning camping in public. In the past, camping in public was illegal unless the campers had cars, tents, caravans, or other temporary structure. Homeless people have to move somewhere, but it is not safe for them. This makes it difficult for companies to assist homeless people in finding and supporting food, medical care, and education. The last one is possible location for future implementation and benefit. Richmond is famous for its warm climate, friendly lifestyle and friendly people